And good evening, my Magic Mayhem makers. Risen Dragon here with a really cool Lorehold deck tech build. Now, we are calling this deck Exiled on Main Street in honor of Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Rolling Stones who passed away this past week. Rolling Stones being one of my favorite groups. This is actually a really cool deck. Alright, and I got the idea for this deck watching one of Ali Eldrazi's videos. I was watching a video on his Simic Ramp build, and one of the people he played against played this deck that revolved around this card right here, Stonebinder's Familiar. So whenever one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a 1/1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. It triggers only once each turn, but when we are playing cards such as Magmatic Chandler, so you discard a card and you exile the top 2 cards of your library, then you choose one of them, you may play that card this turn. That's a pretty cool effect to have. Also too, Valakut Exploration. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. You see the theme here. At the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into your owner's graveyard, and then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. Okay, you get multiple ones on the board, and you can have some interesting issues there. Showdown of the Scalds. We are exiling the top 4 cards of our library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on your target creature you control. Those are the next 2 chapters. So you can see exiling is a big part of this deck. And also too, Elite Spellbinder. We can exile other cards too from our opponent's hands. So again, when it enters the battlefield, look at the target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. Okay, so as you see, this is a rather intriguing build based around the concept of exiling. Now, the thing is also too, what happens if we don't exile stuff? What happens if we draw into none of these cards? Well, we've got some backup too. Okay, Loyal Warhound helps us kind of ramp into stuff. It's kind of cool to see a white getting some ramp here, but basically it has to happen under a certain control, a certain scenario. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic Plains card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Okay, so that one kind of comes into play if we're running a little bit behind on land drops. Luminarch Aspirant, always a great card in any white build. You put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control at the beginning of your turn, at the beginning of combat on your turn. Okay. Also, Rip Apart, another great flexible card. This was in our last build, and basically what it entails is it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or it can destroy target artifact or enchantment. Really good card to have. Sparring Regimen. Now we're putting 2 of these in here. It's kind of a techie janky card, but when it enters the battlefield, we learn. And whenever you attack, you're putting a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it to get multiple ones down, and you're in pretty good shape. And plus, we are running red, so we gotta run Goldspan Dragon. I mean, there is just no way around it. This card is just absolute absolute boss. You get this card down, and your opponent's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, now. Ends a slight change from previous videos. Normally we've played like a best of 1 and then a best of 3. We're focusing on best of 1. This is a standard 22 legal deck, okay? And what we're going to do is we're actually going to play best of 1. So you can see what it does in best of 1. Just real quick on the sideboard. Academic Probation. This is kind of a cool card. Choose a non-land card name. Opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name until its next turn, or choose target non-land permanent. Until your next turn it can't block, attack, or its activated abilities can't be activated. Environmental Sciences, just in case we need to get some land. Reduce to memory, so we exile a target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. We're doing spirit summoning as well as mascot exhibition. Now we're only running a few cards that have lessons in them, but I really think that those do come in handy. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, we're going to make a quick adjustment here. We're actually going to put in one of these, take out a Plains. We're not going to do the other one because I think that one's a little too, doesn't quite fit. Alright, but we are doing some Evolving Wilds. We're going to put 3 of them in. And we'll take out 1, and then we'll take out 2. Okay. Alright, so there we go. So I am calling this... We'll do 1 more. Alright, there we go. And like I said, you know, this deck is in honor of Charlie Watts, who passed away earlier this week. Of course, he was the drummer for the Rolling Stones. So, all right, in any case, here we go. So we're actually going to change the theme of this as well. You know what, let's go American on this. All right, so like I said before, usually what I do is I do a best of 1 and then a best of 3, but this time around we're just going to stick with best of 3, or best of 1, I'm sorry. And we're going to play we'll play like 2 or 3 games, I think. I think we'll play 2 or 3 games. It's a new format. We're going to try it this way. But it seems like in the past that, you know, other content creators, they just do best of 1 instead of best of 3. So we're going to do best of 1 and see what happens. So stay tuned for the games, and then afterwards we do kind of an analysis on how the games went. Hope you enjoy, kids. Have a good one. Enjoy. And we are against Zukuzu, and we are going to go first. We're going to keep. And we don't want to give away what our we don't want to give away our land base too early, so we're just going to throw down our red. And I think what we do next is okay, so we're going to do this. I think we will do a Luminarch Aspirant. We will pump it up to 2. Okay, Sculptor of Winter. Interesting. So what we're going to do is this. We will put down a Valakut Exploration. Pump up our Aspirant even more. Swing in. So we're up against some sort of, more than likely some snow build here. So what they'll do probably here is tap one of these, or they just do emergent sequence. Oh, I see. There it is. Okay, so what they'll do here is they'll then tap this to untap that. And that's actually kind of a cool combination right there. I like that. Oh, no they don't. Okay. We are getting really land... Ooh, that helps. Let's see what they have. Yeah, you know what? That's gonna go bye-bye for now. And... we're gonna do that. Okay, so... They've got a lot of ramp. I don't think they can... Can they get a Coma down this turn? Yes, they can. They can get a Coma down this turn. But they don't. They don't go for it. They're just going to pump that up. Okay. And then they tap this, untap, tap that to untap that, and then build that up. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. That's how it's going to work, huh? Or they just do that, and then they tap that down. Yep. Okay. Works for me. So we can't quite get down. All right. So now we're gonna do the Valakut Exploration and see what we get. Yeah, and see we're getting a little bit too much of getting a little bit too land heavy here. What we are gonna do is we are gonna do this. So, we'll attack in. They might upgrade this. No, they don't. Instead, the Coma's going to come down. It deals damage to them. Okay. And luckily for us, though, you know, we've got the Valakut Exploration, so at least we can try to get that down. Now, Coma's going to come down this turn. And that's going to make our lives a little bit miserable. But, at least I think it will. At least I think it's going to come down. The other thing they might do is try to pump up the Ascendant Spirit. No, they didn't call me. Okay. Well, that's alright, because what we can do is simply go right over the top, maybe? Ooh. Can we win? Yes, we can. I think we got them. I think we got them. And here's why. Here's why, because we're going to keep that outside of the play. We're going to keep that outside. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is going to work, I think. So, no, we're not going to do that. think they can do anything. And that goes away. And they die. Cool. That works. Okay, and we are against Matt. In full disclosure, I just played against this guy. So we'll see what happens. Stonebinder's Familiar coming down. And actually, I beat him. So, I beat them. I say this guy. Ah, that's why. Because they are a... oh! It's one of those decks. And by one of those decks, meaning it is a Dungeons deck. It is a Dungeons deck. We don't want to deal with that. Dungeon decks are, quite frankly, somewhat annoying. Quite frankly, they are somewhat annoying. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Luminarch Aspirant. And we're going to do this. We're not... Are we going to attack? Yeah, we're going to attack. And the reason is yes, this has Death Touch. But I kind of want it to pop off. Oh, that also is going to have some issues, but that's okay. It looks like they are mana starved, though, so we might be able to work around that. Yeah, we're not going to block. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do this. Magmatic Channeler. We're actually going to do that. And we'll swing in. Okay. And they'll get in for some more here, more than likely. Probably a Skyclave Apparition's coming down. Power would kill that too. So they're going to be a very sad person after I throw down what I'm about to throw down. So which dungeon we're in Chandler. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's going to work. Okay. Ooh, Showdown of the Scalds. Part of me kind of wants to do that one, but yeah, I think we'll do that first. I think we do this first. We get a ton of lands, that's for sure. I don't want to discard a card because, well, actually, yeah, no, let's discard the Evolving Wilds. We're gonna take some damage. Nuts. That backfired. That backfired. Okay, they take the damage. Okay. Well, that's alright. Because next turn we just kind of put down our Gold Spanny Dragon, and then we... So they're going to keep venturing into the dungeon. More than likely... Ooh, another Luminarch Aspirant. That's never fun. So they're going to pump up that beast. And they'll swing in. They swing in with both. Okay, so they're gonna put a plus. I'm guessing they're gonna do a +1/+1 on target creature. Yeah. Okay, so more than likely it's gonna be that. Oof. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage here, and by a little bit I mean a lot. However, I think we might be okay here. The reason being, do this, put that there. Do this, and we're gonna swing in with the Gold Spanny, just the Gold Spanny, because this way we can down a Magmatic Channeler. We can do that, and at the very least we get a chump blocker. At the very least we get chump blocks. Which we're going to have to do. We're going to have to chump block. That'll attack. They'll draw a card. Resolve. Yeah, so we're going to take... So they'll draw a card. Power would kill that it's an instant. Okay, so we're gonna just chump block with this. Yeah, so that's during your turn. Thunderous Orator. Okay, well. Valakut Exploration. Okay, so we're gonna do this. You know, do that. We're gonna do this, and they die. We're gonna do this, and they die. So, yeah, we're just gonna attack in. We're gonna just... We don't cast the Rip Apart. And like the previous game, there it is. Twice in a row. Good games, Matt. We are against Genuine Pat in our third match with this Exiled on Main Street deck. Are we against Simic? Possibly. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. We'll play our Evolving Wilds to begin with, and throw down a Plains, and it'll be good. So I'm guessing this, either that or it's, yeah, it's, okay, yep, it is Simic Ramp. Okay, so this one we're a little bit, so we're gonna have to get that Elite Spellbinder down really soon. Simply because, actually I think we'll do the Magmatic Channeler to begin with. Simply because, yeah, we're gonna do that. Do that. Because what we can do is loyal. Oh shoot! I should have played the Frost Dragon. That's okay. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Maybe. See what happens. Alright, we do that. Do this. Are you kidding? Oh no, actually, we do this. We do this. We do Stonebinder's Familiar. And we are going to discard this. Now, we're not going to be able to play whatever we exile, but... Well, that's going to stink, but... At least we can build up the Stonebinders, and we have a pretty decent board, so I think we're okay. Valakut Exploration next, and then put that down. Maybe. We'll see. They might return the Stonebinder to our hand. Although I do think the Elite Spellbinder is Quandrix? Yeah, so again, it's a Simic build. Simic Ramp build. So. Alright, well, let's see, we'll do Valakut Exploration. We'll do this. Nuts. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. Attack in. Will destroy that. Now, I guarantee a Coma's coming down. So I probably should have played the Elite Spellbinder, but meh. Or that. Shnikes. Ooh. That's rough. Alright, so actually we do the Spellbinder. We're gonna do that. Yeah, so again, this is a, we'll do Cyclone Sun. This is a Simic Ramp build, which I think is going to be my next video. I'll put down the Plains. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to play the Stonebinder, but, no attacks. Yeah, so coming over the top is going to be a bad thing. Test of Talents, divide by 0. Okay, we may have a chance here. We may have a chance, although that's going to be a beast when it comes down. I need 2 more lands, which they'll get with the Quandrix, and then probably with the Divide by 0. Although Test of Talents is not going to be an easy... Oh, okay. Well... Sparring Regimen, I mean, what they'll do is they'll counter this, return it back to my hand, and I'll just cast it again. Yeah, we learn. So, environmental sciences. Well, we know that they... Alright, so maybe they do this. Let's draw a sparring regimen out of them. And now, do the mascot exhibition. Yeah, I do that. And in this way, we can do this. And they'll force that back to my hand with divide by 0. At least that's what I would do. No debating. Why? Just use the divide by 0. Yeah, okay, so now I see what they're doing. Why do you declare block? Just do the divide by 0. No. I am not Genuine Pat, so I cannot... Yeah. Oh, I see what they did. Okay. Intriguing. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see what they do there. So, there we go. Is this an instant? No, it's a sorcery. Okay. Cool stuff. So, they do have the Test of Talents in their hand. Now, Right. What are we doing here, friend? That was an interesting play, bouncing their Imrith back. I would. No, I don't know. All right, so I understand the play there, because they did, if they bounced the Elite Spellbinder, then it would have come down again, and it would have I would have had to have whatchamacallit. I would have had to cast it again. So I almost wonder. Ooh, that's fun. Cool. Let's do environmental sciences just to draw the Test of Talents out of them. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do then. We're going to get this in right here. So either way, we could end up doing a ton of damage, or they lose their Imrith. Either way. Okay, they do that. All right. Well, works for me. Now let's do this. Let's discard a card. Let's discard our mountain. And let's see what we have here. Ooh, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. We don't have a counter for that. Alright. Stonebinder's Familiar's a fun one. Hey, kids, we may have a chance here. We may have a chance here. Yeah, no, we don't. Well, maybe not. No, I think we do. Cyclone Summoner comes down, and we just kind of ramp back into... Okay, they go with the Cultivator instead. Basic Conjuration is a... It may have been a misplay on their part. Because... Dude, we have a ton of damage on the field. Ton of damage. They gain 3 life. Okay. Oh, there's your coma. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Although we could throw down a Valakut another Valakut Exploration. I can't talk today. I think they're going to regret that decision. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. We can do this. We can do this. We're going to exile their coma. Okay. Let's go to the post-mortem. Yay, we're into Silver Tier 1. Woohoo! Okay, my Magic Mayhem makers. So, as you can see, that deck is actually rather boss, okay? It has some really funky stuff going on, but you know what? It's good. It works. Somehow it does. It just works. It's very interesting. So I think that, you know, you have to have some good combinations of cards to begin with, certainly. You know, you have to have this on the board just to build it up. And also this is a boss card. If you can get into either of these two right here, you're in good shape. And also Valakut Exploration, very, very, very underrated card, I think, especially with its landfall mechanic. So all in all, is this a competitive deck? Yeah, it's competitive. It's especially in the standard 2022 meta. So I really enjoy this deck. It's a lot of fun to play. I hope you have a lot of fun playing it as well. Until next time, my Magic Mayhem makers, may all your draws be godlike. May all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your evening.